Can parents kick their children out of the house? How do children inherit their parents' property? Today, let us talk about a topic that causes serious tension in Filipino families. Do children have a legal right to their parents' house? Many adult children believe that just because they were born and raised in a house, they automatically have ownership or inheritance rights. But the law and reality are far more complicated. In today's Kalye Talk, we're answering: can parents kick their children out of the house? What happens when the parents die without a will? Does the eldest child inherit first? Are adopted children entitled to the same rights? What if one child paid for renovations? Does that count as ownership? And what legal protections exist for family homes? Family conflict often starts when ownership isn't clear and expectations don't match the law, whether you're a parent, child, or living in the same house. This episode is for you. To understand your rights and protect yourself, it helps to know how property is owned in the Philippines. There are two main types of ownership: co-ownership and individual ownership. Co-ownership means the property is owned by multiple people who hold it together as a single unit. Individual ownership, as the name suggests, means that only one person has ownership rights. One common type of co-ownership is when a property is owned by a husband and wife. In this case, both spouses own the property together. So if one spouse dies, the surviving spouse automatically becomes the sole owner of the property. Another type of co-ownership arises when a property is owned by parents and children who are living together as a family. In this case, each parent owns an undivided share of the property, meaning no single parent has the power to sell or mortgage the entire property on their own. They must act together to do any of these things. This type of co-ownership continues until the parents die. At that point, the surviving parent becomes the sole owner of the property. Children do not automatically become co-owners, simply because they were raised in the house. Now, what happens if the parents die without a will? In this case, the surviving spouse, if there is one, automatically becomes the sole owner of the house. If there is no surviving spouse, then the house is inherited by the parents' children in equal shares. Again, this is true even if the children were living with their parents in the house. They do not automatically own the house just because they lived there. Only when a child reaches the age of majority does he or she acquire an absolute right to a share of the parental estate. Before that, a child's right to inherit from his or her parents is not yet demandable. What if the parents have no surviving spouse and no children? In this case, the parents' house will be inherited by their relatives in line with the rules of intestate and testamentary successions, which are established in the Civil Code. There are also many myths and misconceptions about inheritance in the Philippines. For example, some people believe that the eldest child inherits first. This is not true. Under Philippine law, the oldest child does not automatically inherit first. He or she inherits in equal shares with the other children. Also, adopted children are entitled to the same inheritance rights as natural children. Finally, if one child paid for renovations on the house, that does not give him or her any ownership rights. In general, money spent on improving a property does not create an ownership interest. It merely increases the value of the property for purposes of calculating inheritance. However, there are exceptions to this rule. For example, if the improvements were made with the expectation that they would be paid for, or if the improvements were made as a condition of the inheritance, then the child may have a valid claim for reimbursement. We hope this episode has helped to clarify some of the laws surrounding inheritance in the Philippines. Remember, just because you live in a house does not mean you automatically own it. It's only when you have a clear understanding of your rights and obligations. Can you truly enjoy the peace of mind that comes with knowing that you are protected? Are there other legal questions you want us to answer? Leave them in the comments below and we'll try to address them in future episodes. And if you enjoyed this episode, please like and share it with your friends and family. It will help them better understand their rights and protect themselves. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.